Hi everyone, this is Jamie Santiano, owner and creator of jswalletchains.com. I wanted to do a quick short little video for you and take you behind the scenes of what happens, what goes on when a wallet chain is being made, so that you can kind of get an idea of the process and what goes on. So anyway, let's go into the studio. And I apologize, I have to do this on my phone because I don't have a really fancy camera, so bear with me on the movement and things like that and the shifting of the lighting. But anyhow, we are in the studio and we are going into the cupboard. This is where all of the materials for your wallet chains are stored and kept until it's time to create a chain. We've got several different types of jump rings here, and the sizes and the colors and things like that, so that I know what to pull whenever I receive an order. And I've got another shelf in here, and this container, which is where I keep all of the different clasps, attachments, and things like that. So that's a step into the cupboard. Now let's go over here to the table where I work. I'm going to go ahead and set the phone down so that you can be able to see the process of while I'm making the chain, and I'll show you some chains that I'm working on and just the different steps that are involved. So anyhow, bear with me one sec. Okay. So here you can see, and I apologize, the dogs are here and they're just going crazy. Every little noise that they hear, they go crazy over. So anyway, I have a blue and silver wallet chain that I'm working on. It's a double spiral, and I just got an order for a few of them. So this is what that chain is going to be. Not sure if you can actually see. There are all the jump rings. So I'm like basically sifting through. I've got blue here and I've got the silver here, and right in here is where I'm going through and opening all the jump rings so that they're ready to be linked together into a chain. Okay, so again, this is what that chain will look like once it's done. I have some red and silver ones that I also got orders for, so I'm working on those as well. What I do is I go through and I get all the materials and I bag them up. I know more or less how many jump rings go into each chain at different lengths, so I basically kind of pre-bag them so that all I have to do is pull a bag, and then I can work on each chain as I need to. As I finish the one before that, I go into the next one. So right here I have, let me angle this just slightly, I'm sorry for the movement, there we go, so you can see a little bit better. I've got the jump rings here for an all black wallet chain, and in one of my other videos I had shown one of these. You may not have seen it because it was specifically an ad. So anyhow, this is a double spiral in all black, and this is just basically the standard chain. It's 22¼ inches in length from end to end. This one is completely standard. It's got the key ring and the industrial clasp, and also the JS tag, which it helps to identify that this is my chain, this is the one that I created. There are a lot of people out there making chains and things, so I wanted to have something that basically brands or identifies the chains that I'm making, so that you know, if you see this tag and it says JS, you know it comes directly from me, from my studio. So these are the JS tags. And I don't know if you can see that, maybe you can. That it's an aluminum tag, but it's etched in. I have them made specifically for these chains. And then I've got the key ring. And the key ring is actually going to be used on the chains that I'm working on right now. Another attachment is the swivel eye snap clasp. This is the strongest of all three that I have that I use. It's fairly new, and in one of my other videos I go a little bit more in detail about why I have chosen to start using this clasp and things, so you'll have to check those out on my channel. It's JS Wallet Chains on YouTube. Just type in JS Wallet Chains and it should come up. This is also the swivel spring hook. Again, it's fairly new as well. It's just another attachment to use and choose from. They all have, I guess, their own strengths, if you could say. But anyway, those are the ones that I give for, like, so that you can have an option to choose from. The keyring is the one that's standard, though. This is the industrial clasp. This one is the clasp that actually attaches to the loop of your pants. So that is what's seen on the front. And then the other clasp, one of these other ones, is what attaches to the wallet. So that's basically the materials that go into a wallet chain. And right here, I've started opening up some jump rings, and I don't want to spend time opening them up and to show you that because it's just more time consuming. But anyhow, these are already pre-opened, so basically I'm just taking and linking one link onto a couple of other links, closing them up. And if you've been on my website, you've seen the page that I have for craftsmanship, and I talk about the nail test, and this is the nail test right here. Basically, I am running my finger along the side to check the seam that's been closed, or I should say the butted end here. A butted end is not soldered or not welded shut. It's still open. So it can be opened and closed again and again until the metalwork hardens. But basically, all I do is, like I said, follow the pattern, link another jump ring on to the chain to lengthen it. I do the nail test. The nail test is a bit time consuming, but it is also my way of quality control. You know, with a seam being closed nice and tight and nice and flush, if there's a little snag, it's going to scratch your skin or catch on your jeans or something like that. But I don't want that to happen, so I always nail test. It's really, really important to me that each chain, you know, goes through this process. I don't care if it takes longer. I'd rather it go through this process and know that I'm shipping something of quality out rather than have it come back because it you know, there's a snag and now it's, you know, ruined someone's clothes. Not that these would ruin someone's clothes, but, you know, it's just a precaution that I like to take, and also was how I was trained in making chainmail. So my teacher was, you know, very hardcore about that. She wouldn't let anything pass. If it had a slight snag, she was like, nope, do it again. You're getting sloppy, you're getting lazy. And so it's just something I've learned to create as a habit. So that's what I do. I make sure that every link is closed tightly. So that's it. That's basically what goes into a wallet chain. Once it gets to the finished stage, I just want to show you this part. Then I can start adding the different attachments, like the industrial clasp. And so you see I've had to open that and add the clasp. And close that nice and tight. And again, I check for that snag, and that's good. And I do, this one's a double spiral, so everything is done in twos. So whatever jump ring I add, there's another one to be added in that same area, or section, if you will. So close this up. The pliers I'm using are called duckbill pliers. The reason that they're called duckbill pliers is because of the wide beak that they have, or tip, whichever you'd refer to it. I tend to call it a beak because that's what it looks like to me, but these allow for more control, less slippage. If I was taking and opening a jump ring like this, you don't want to slip. This gives me more control over the thicker gauge jump rings, which is what I use a lot. Like this is a 14 gauge in 3/8 of an inch inner diameter, so it's quite large of a jump ring. And to try and use a needle nose plier, it'd create a lot of slippage, which then would scrape off some of the anodizing. So that's not something I want to do. I want them kept nice and colored and clean of all types of scratches as much as I can. Here's one that has a little bit of some markings. That's also part of my quality control. I watch very closely for jump rings that have that. If they have it, it gets thrown to the trash, and I'll grab another jump ring that is, you know, doesn't have those imperfections. Sometimes that happens with anodized aluminum. It's just possibly the way that the jump rings are put on the jig, and it just doesn't hold it properly, or there's not good contact, and so the anodizing doesn't adhere, I guess, is the best way I can put it without going into anodizing too much. But anyway, that's the basics of how I create a chain. And again, this one's going to get the key ring. I'll go ahead and show that real quick. And the key ring, again, it comes standard. I know I keep saying that, but I just want to make sure that everyone knows what's standard and what is considered an upgrade on the clasps that attach to the actual wallet. Some of these attachments are better for certain wallets than others. And I believe I mentioned that in one of my other videos prior to this one, so you'll have to check out some of those videos so that you can see that. And that's good. So there you have it. The last thing to do is add the JS tag, and that's it. That's the JS wallet chain. Again, I just wanted to quickly take you through the process. I appreciate you watching, and I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Again, this was not a how-to video or tutorial. It was just taking you behind the scenes to see what actually goes on during the making of each wallet chain. They do take a while to make. I do my best at this point. You know, I've been doing them for so long that I've got a certain speed that, you know, I can knock out certain chains with. Some of them are a little bit more cumbersome, you know, and they take a bit longer. So, you know, that's just something, it's just the nature of the beast. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this, and if you have, please give a like or comment, you know, subscribe if you will. Stay tuned for more videos. I'm going to do my best to give you more information. And if there's something that you have a question about, please definitely comment below and let me know. If there's something that you'd like to see a video on, let me know as well, because as much as I'm trying to make sure that I cover everything, there's a lot of things that I'm sure missing, and that's only because I'm doing every part of this. I create all the wallet chains. I'm working the website, you know, and if there's some issues with the site, more than likely I already know. Lately I've been having some problems with it. That's something I'm definitely working on, so I appreciate your patience and everything. So that's it. Thanks for stepping into the studio with me and checking out this video. Hope you have a good evening. Take care. Thanks.